And a little bit hot up here where we are, and here come the Vikings out. Looks like they'll go with a split left. A full house backfield. We did not expect to see that. And stepping in under quarterback is number 2, Ketarius Owens. And he's going to keep the football and go around left end. Hit and driven out of bounds, and we'll check and see who made that tackle. And that is number 15, Mason Vaughn, who also doubles as a quarterback for the Eagles. And it will be second down and 10 yards to go. Of course, Lawson manning the computer and doing the producing. And in a reverse role with one of the greatest cameramen and producers also, Paul Schultze of Worthy Road Productions upstairs. 9:41 to go, and we'll play with a running clock at second and 10. The ball is on the 30-yard line. Early in the first quarter, the heat just got down. It's 91 degrees in the air. Now the AstroTurf carries about 10 more degrees of heat. Back again in the T formation, and it's going to be a handoff to the fullback, and good penetration by the Eagles. First hit was by 76, James Wilson, and there was an assist. There was a loss of 1 for the Vikings, so that brings up third down, almost a yard and a half, but we'll call it 3rd and 11. The ball is now on the 29-yard line. Passing situation if you're in high school, but you'll see more runs in middle school and elementary school than you do passing. Good size line for the Vikings, and we'll try to go over some of those young men and set some of the people in the backfield. This time they come with more of a wing set, even though the wing back is a little deep in the backfield. Split in to the left. Quick count. Handoff, and the football's on the ground. Looks like the Eagles have fallen on the football. And a very excited young man will try to get his number. And that is number 13, who is Jalen Eckford with the recovery. It'll be Eagle football, 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line of Humboldt. 25 yards away from a score with 8:13 to go in this first quarter. And like I said, they will keep the clock running. We have 2 sets of officials here. And, of course, 6-man crews. And we encourage you, it'll be running just a little late, but the varsity game will be somewhere around 8 o'clock. And, of course, you can see what a beautiful shots we got. The football there, and both teams huddle a little deep. Humboldt defense realizes now we got to come up to the football. Elementary football is fun. You see the coaches out there with them. And so the Eagles come up there, and let's see, they'll run about 6 plays, 8 plays. They've got a bunch set of 3 wide receivers. Some people call it trips. 1 back in the backfield, along with their quarterback, Vaughn. Vaughn gets the snap. He sprints to his left. Block was missed, but he gets past the tackler. He's at the 20, the 15, down all the way to the 11-yard line for an Eagle first down. Mason Vaughn on the quarterback keeper, sweeps left, and he has the first down for the Eagles. Nose of the football is going to be short of the 10-yard line. So, in theory, Jackson Christian would be able to get a first down, but they have it 1st and 10 at the just inside the 11 of Humboldt. Humboldt comes out, and let's see if they've got a 4 or 5-man front this time. Looks like they're going to have 4 down linemen. They're matching up to the trip set out to the side. 1 running back in behind Vaughn. Vaughn, quick toss out to the right. And a whole host of Vikings there as Carlos Roberson looks like he's going to lose a couple of yards, but you do have a completed pass, and that will bring up 2nd down. And a little dancing there. Actually lost more than a couple of yards. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd down and about 16. And the ball will be around the 17, close to the 17-yard line. So 2nd and 16, first quarter, 5:59 and counting. Eagles break their huddle, and they go with that trip set. We'll get some of those young men in the – that's 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Vaughn at quarterback. Roberson, tailback, handoff. Roberson tries the left side. Looks like the Vikings have – number 65 has made the tackle, but that is after a nice gain getting back some of those yards by Roberson. 65 is Jeremiah Hayes for the Vikings. That'll bring up third down and about 14. Ball just no short of the 15-yard line. Remember, the Eagles can still get a first down, and you're in 4-down territory now. I don't think there's a soccer kicker to kick the field goal, but you never know. Now, a little different situation in the trips. They brought in a running back, they being the Eagles, and that would be Harrison McLean. Keeping is the quarterback. He gets hit, breaks one tackle. A couple of guys get him, and he is tackled after a gain, gets across the 15. We'll pick up that gain. And 53, Kane Humboldt got the tackle. And that brings up fourth down. Fourth down with the ball on the 12-yard line. It's on the left hash mark. Fourth and approximately 11. See what the Eagles come up with. Coaches are on the field with the elementary, and they do this in a lot of elementary league. The Humboldt coaches are back behind the safeties. Roberson back in the backfield. McLean has gone back to the trip side. Of course, Jones to the left is a single wide out. Vaughn, your quarterback. Long count this time. Two-step drop. Hits Roberson. Roberson cuts back against the grain, and he is tackled from behind because there was a tackler in front of him slowing him up. Jeremiah Hayes with the tackle, and the ball will go over to the Vikings, the elementary school Vikings on downs. So they held that time. 3:51 here in the first quarter. We're at Ronnie Fowler Field, and of course you are listening and watching Jackson Christian School football on WNWS.com. It's a hot night for football, good crowd on hand. We'll check the defense out. Jackson Christian employs 5 and 4-man fronts. Get some of those young men's names called here in just a little bit. See on that front line, 76, that's James Wilson. 64 is Samuel Raines, and the Vikings have broken their huddle. And a little bit of discretion, and that's good by the referees. Let the linemen line up right. Got the wide out to the right this time, and the snap, fumble, exchange. The beanbags come down, and we'll have a rugby scrum for the football. Let's see who comes out of there with it. No preliminary signal, so it probably stays with the Vikings, and it'll be second down. Maybe even a gain of about 6 inches. So second 9 3/4 or whatever, or 9 1/2. May not even be 6 inches now. They've adjusted it more like about 3 inches. But it does bring up second and approximately 10 yards to go. With 2:20 clock running, we'll play 2 quarters of elementary football. See if we can get another few of those young men on that front line. Tristan Nash wearing 99 is the left defensive end. Now Humboldt goes back with the split end to the left. 3 men in the backfield behind their quarterback, who is Ketavius Owens. He's got some speed. Snap, handoff, and Jackson Christian in the backfield. And I'm telling you, knifing through is number 54. And guess what? We do not have a 54, but a great play. Tackled fullback for a loss of about 4. We'll check it, and it'll bring up third down. They say 3 1/2, so that makes it 3rd and 13. The ball is on the 8-yard line. In the backfield, and it looks like we're going to have our first time out. And tonight, this will be one of those commercial-free nights. And so we'll take a little time. And they will do that when you have heat like this, the officials also, when they call timeouts. Coaches will talk to their teams. Teams take a knee and get plenty of water. One of the things about modern football that is so good is we take better care of our players. Back for those of you that played in the ancient days like I did, you got 2 salt tablets, you barely got enough water to get those down. It's a wonder we didn't have more injuries and problems with heat exhaustion and things like that. But the coaches do a great job. And equipment is so much better now when they're still working on improving it. And it's a great game. But we're here, Jackson Christian, glad to have them aboard on the WNWS family. And tonight also there's bonus coverage. Stephen Rich has South Gibson, and they're what I call mini jamborees or two-team scrimmage. They'll be doing theirs a little differently up there. And the good thing about these games on WNWS, regular season games will be archived, and you'll be able to see them probably right, Lawson, until basketball starts. And, of course, Lawson is here in the booth with me, and we're going to be doing 10 home games of Jackson Christian School, and these games can be heard anywhere in the world over the internet. Here come the Vikings on 3rd and 13, the ball on the 8-yard line, almost in the center or equidistance between the hash marks. Eagles are going to show 5 men, 1 stand up, 4 down, or 3 down now, and 2 stand up. There's the snap. Good penetration. The handoff is to the running back. And it looks like the Eagles have gotten out there pretty quick and snuffed that one out. That was Corey Savage on the carry, but he's going to lose yardage. And one of the tacklers, Mason Vaughn, looked like number 13. Also, Jalen Eckford was in the area and gave an assist. And what they'll probably do is walk the ball down. We'll see whether they're going to use the old traditional 35 yards or they'll take it and put Jackson Christian back at a point in their end of the field. There's different ways you do these elementary school scrimmages, and 39 seconds. And like I said, running clock. This is a chance to give all the kids a chance from Humboldt and from Jackson Christian chance on the field. And boy, what a beautiful field it is here. You got turf, you got Eagles painted in gold, white, and of course the blue all over. Soccer team also plays here. 16 seconds left, and it looks like the clock will run down before we take another snap. We'll see if they change ends or just they'll probably stay where they are since they've just walked the field. And you can see the teams exchanging, and there we go. That ends the first quarter. They'll take a little break. It'll be a very short one. And then we'll come back for 2 quarters. Only 2 quarters in the elementary and middle school games. Coach Joe Holloway, Lawson Mann, and Paul Schultze here at Jackson Christian School. David Wade, our color man for the varsity games, will be here. David has a little assignment. And again, we'll tell you, it feels like in the air, if you're sitting in the bleachers, it feels like it's 91. Down on the field, it probably feels like it's somewhere around 99 to 100. And that's from our OSHA gauge that we have for heat index. But we're ready, and the Eagles have it. First down, 10 yards to go. They've brought it back to their own 30-yard line, facing a 4-man front by the Vikings of Humboldt. The snap to Vaughn. Vaughn's going to sprint right. Gets a block, needs another block, and he's going to get hit right behind the line of scrimmage, and then a whole host of Vikings. It looked like everybody jumped off the Viking ship to tackle him then. Their coaches have got to be pleased with that. And obviously the Jackson Christian coaches will say, men, we got the block a little better. We missed a block that could have allowed him to turn the corner. So Mason Vaughn managed to struggle forward and get a yard forward progress out of it, making it 2nd and 9 on the 31. There's the snap. 3-step drop. Going to be flushed out of the pocket. Running. Brought down. 2 men are there. The first initial hit, though, was by number 1 from Humboldt, and that is Trey Owens. And it looked like number 8, Mario Shivers, made the tackle on Vaughn. And the name Shivers, there were some great runners and football and basketball players from Humboldt with the last name of Shivers. So now a nice pickup, making it 3rd and 3, a pickup of 6 by Mason Vaughn. We're in the second quarter, clock running at 8:48 and counting, and this is a running clock for the elementary school. Humboldt goes with a 4-man defense. It would be a 4-3, What hurts now, a change in the lineup, is trips right, and there's only two. Now there's a stacked receiver set to the right, wide out to the left, two men in the backfield behind Vaughn. Handoff to a new man. We'll pick him up running with the football. He'll be short of the first down, but that was number 5, Kingston Robinson, running the football, and that's going to bring up 4th and about 4. So, well, now they've readjusted the football, and as you can see, and look at that, what a great shot of the scoreboard right there. And fans, you'll get shots like that all year in the varsity game. No score between the Vikings and the Eagles. And it's going to be 4th and 2, and it looks like the Eagles are going to go for it. You got to love it. Gutsy football. It's an exhibition set of quarters. And that young man in the middle, you can see the Eagles huddle there. And what great shots we've got there. The coach is talking to him. And again, you say, whoa, coach is not supposed to be on the field. Elementary football, you do things like that, and it helps the kids. Come to the line, check out number 79. They have a really big tackle named Keyshawn Rose, who has a great future in football. Again, two men behind Mason Vaughn. Wide out to each side. There was a little bit of a jump. Nothing happened. Nobody crossed. Here's the handoff. And there's penetration by Shivers to make the tackle on number 30 for Jackson Christian School. And that was Brian Hart. And the ball should go over on downs. And it does. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. This time they will start in Jackson Christian School territory at the 38-yard line. .7:01 to go with no score. And like we said, just 2 quarters of play. Great shot of the huddle of the Vikings, and you get to detail some fine young men there. And you got to say something about the coaches. It takes a lot to – you got to have patience. You got to have teaching skills and enthusiasm to work with these young men. And you got to admire the young men. They've put in a lot of work, and I see in the end zones warming up outside the field and see the Jackson Christian School middle school team. You know, we may have it the best of anybody, Lawson. We've got a little air. But it's still hot, isn't it? And Lawson producing, if you wonder why he doesn't talk back, man is working harder than a cat on a hot tin roof. Okay, 3 backs behind the quarterback, Katarius Owen. Shivers is usually one of those. Well, let's see if there's been a change in the backfield. I think number 3, Eli Moore, is in there. Fumble on the snap. They've had a little snap exchange. That's something they'll work on. And the quarterback just falls on it. Owens, wise thing to do. He'll lose about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. The ball will be on the 39-yard line of Jackson Christian School. 39 yards for a touchdown for the Vikings if they can cash in. Shivers comes back in for the Vikings. And Kevin Taylor leaves. 5:24. Eagles have a nice size front also. Jackson Christian got some fine young players coming on for the future. Not using the 40-second clock. I know you'll get a shot of them with some of the great shots that we give you here at WNWS. And again, here come the Vikings against those 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends. The linebackers are coming the handoff to 3. Cutting into a hole into the secondary, and a saving tackle by number 30, Brian Hart, because that young man was quick. He ran off the left tackle and veered it through. It's still short of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 to go. And running the football for the Vikings was Eli Moore. And he is quick, shifty, and his blockers did a very good job that time. The Eagles want to close that hole, and I'm sure the linebackers will be watching for that play a little more. And again, I love the shots of our scoreboard. All I've got to do is look down at my computer screen, and you see the Viking huddle. Coaches are allowed in elementary school, and to be honest with you, in high school scrimmages, when it's not a true game scrimmage, the coaches are right there with their teams too in the scrimmages. Won't be during the regular season though. 3 men in the backfield behind Owens. See that Shivers is out, and I'll pick up his sub. But there is a split end to the left. They are unbalanced to the left. Fumble snap, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Owens wisely fell on it. 4th and 4, ball on. Let's see where it moves it back to. It'll move it back to about the 33-yard line. 3:23 and counting. Vikings really want to make that first down because they won't get the football back, and Jackson Christian will have a short amount of time to score in or try to put something on the board. Both teams have seen some positives. Guarantee you both teams have made some notes of things they need to work on. And, of course, doesn't move. Elementary football doesn't move quite as fast as high school, and the 40-second clock does not come into play. Keandre Lander split out there. Let's see if they try him. The small backfield is in for the Vikings. They're unbalanced left. Here's Owens. He's going to sprint left, but getting through there like a hot knife going through butter is Carlos Robertson. Tackles the Vikings for the loss, and the Eagles of Jackson Christian will get the football back at the 2:41 mark. Now, everybody loves to see touchdowns. Very attentive audience. You say, well, I'm not hearing a lot of crowd noise behind. Well, guess what? My window's shut, and you can't hear. It's keeping it out pretty good. But there a lot of good people enjoying it, and you know what? You got to love the elementary school kids. Now, it looks like the referee has called a timeout. Jackson Christian has actually called the timeout. It'll give them a few extra seconds because they know that this is probably it for them. They've got only 2:41 to put something on the board. And I know what you're saying at home. Where's the commercials? Tonight is commercial-free radio. Not fee, but free. Commercial-free radio. Now, we've got some great sponsors, and we will be telling you about some wonderful people. And we want you to support them because you cannot have broadcasts like this without those wonderful people. But starting next Friday night, we will be over in Memphis at FACS. Here come the Eagles to the line. They have it 1st and 10. One man in the backfield behind Vaughn. Vaughn about 3 steps from his stand. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's looking to run. One man has a good shot at him. He got past him, but coming across was Shivers to tackle Mason Vaughn at the 45-yard line, a pickup of about 8 yards, maybe 9. Well, he got a good spot. He got one of those right-footed spots, and it's a 9-yard pickup. It is 2nd and 1. Clock running, though, at 2:16, so you want to get to the line of scrimmage quicker. And here come the Eagles a little quicker. This is the elementary school quarters. We'll have middle school quarters, and then we will have some varsity football, and you'll love it. The Eagles with an exciting passing attack this year. 2nd and 1, the snap. Vaughn looks, comes to his right. Good block. He gets one block. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Breaks away from one guy, running laterally, gives ground. Can he get past the man? Gets his first down into Viking territory, and he is knocked out of bounds at approximately the Viking 45. And Contavious Justice, it looked like, was on the tackle, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackson Christian School Eagles. The spot is just short. Well, now they're lining it up. It's going to be nose of the ball is on the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, and we're going to call it the 45. 1:42, clock arrested. They are in the last 2 minutes, stopping the clock on out of bounds and timeouts. Into the game comes Kingston Robinson. Now coming to the sideline is our wide receiver Tucker Jones, and coming in is number 30 Brian Hart. So a few quick substitutions for the Eagles. Humboldt has got a couple of new numbers in on their side, giving a lot of folks a chance to play on both sides. And here come the Eagles with a 1st and 10 at the 1:42 mark, 2nd quarter. Ball on the Viking 45, and Jeff Cisco, just like or Shane, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Both of my boys used to be at Northside. Here's the snap. The handoff to the little man coming around on the jet sweep. Gets past one guy and tackled by Shivers. But running that football was Kingston Robinson. What a great carry right there. He gets almost 6 yards out of it and brings up, we're going to call it 2nd and 4. Jackson Christian with the football. Clock running at 1:17. Eagles wanting to put something on there. Obviously, both teams would live with the 0-0 tie, but you always want to put something on there. Things that went well tonight for teams, and there's also some things they'll want to work on. But a fine exhibition so far by both elementary school teams. It's like Robinson, who just carried on the jet sweep, is to the left, trips right. Vaughn gets the snap, drops back. He's got protection in front of him. The long pass to Robinson. Now there was a lot of contact and maybe a good no call on that one. What a great picture we had there. And we're going to see it again on a replay here. Worthy Road Studios replay. Here it comes. You be the judge on that one. I'm glad I'm not wearing the striped shirt. Good job by Lawson Mann to get that back for you. That brings up 3rd down and 4. They can get one more playoff. I don't think they have any more timeouts, so they got to hurry. 9 seconds, 8. Trips, 6 seconds. Let's see if they'll be able to get this 3-2. The snap, this will be the last play. It's sprint right. There goes Vaughn around. He's got the 1st down, but that's irrelevant now. He's headed towards the sideline, and he will be knocked out of bounds after a nice gain. I know that there were a couple of Vikings over there. Shivers was there. Corey Savage was there, and that will, let's see if they end that or if they try to finish the series since they got a 1st down and they give them one more play. And we'll figure out what's happening. I think they're going to line up and have the sportsman-like handshake. And congratulations. And both teams, the fans, some of them stand up, give them, I think everybody should, but hey, you know what? Everybody's giving them a hand, and both teams are to be congratulated. 0-0, the elementary school game ends that way.